Recently, I have made it into the heavens of Street Fighter, and I'm not saying that I got hit scissored by Chun-Li, although that does actually sounds pretty cool. I'm talking about my experience of attending Gamer 8 and working the event, because for someone like me who have never really attended any major events outside of my country, going to a place where I got to meet all of the top players, work with some of the best talents when it comes to production, casting and all of that, this have been truly magical. And obviously the best part about all of this is that I got to meet my heroes, all of the players that I have idolized for years, including one, the beast Daigo Omihara. And Daigo is so precious, you would have no idea. You have all probably seen the clip where he was supposed to play on stage, but he wasn't in position when his cue came up and he was running and was all lost. Daigo is like that in real life, and the times that I asked him to take a photo with him, this was probably one of the funniest interactions I have ever had in my entire life, because after he lost, Daigo was just sitting there in this area and he was all alone, right? There was no one with him, and I figured, alright, this is a good time, maybe I will approach him and ask him for a photo. And when I did, obviously I don't speak Japanese and he doesn't really speak that English. I kept asking him with English, but he doesn't get it, so I took out my phone and I started pointing at the camera, and Daigo was like, huh? He just kept looking at me, and it was so funny. Like, it took a long time to actually get Daigo to understand what I want. Actually, it wasn't until Zen came along and like he can explain to Daigo what I want, and then we took the picture. And even Zen, when we took it, he was like looking at me first, which was it was so funny, man. Daigo is just so precious. It's actually pretty awesome and wholesome. I really wish that someone have caught this on camera, because this truly was one of the funniest interactions I have ever had in my life, and to have that with the beast Mr. Daigo is gonna be one of the highlights of my life, if I'm being completely honest. Maybe it's not as special as being hit scissored by Chun-Li, but it's still way up there. And obviously, just meeting all of the other players, I got to meet Angry Bird multiple times, talk to him multiple times, and Angry Bird is such an amazing dude. He really is great, and he did us all proud, especially all of us Middle Eastern prouds, with his victory. And I got to meet Mike Ross. This was other one, and Mike Ross was like the first dude I met, which was crazy to me because I'm an 09er. I grew up watching the Excellent Adventures, so meeting Mike Ross was one of the highlights again of this whole journey. Mike is obviously a great on-camera personality, but dude, in real life, Mike Ross is such a cool guy. Like, we'll have a lot of conversations, he would joke a lot, he was really funny. Mike Ross is extremely funny, honestly one of the funniest dudes you will meet. And I honestly, for a moment there, I couldn't believe it. Like, after all these years, I actually got to see Mike Ross in the flesh and have actual conversations with him. That's just wild. And obviously, just meeting and hanging around with all of the other talent, Jammers, Tyrant, Damascus, F-Word, Logan, it was just all a ton of fun, and it was really great getting to meet these people. And I will say especially Jeremy Vicious, because just like Mike Ross, this is one of the coolest dudes you will ever meet. Vicious is awesome, and I couldn't believe, like, I played a lot versus Vicious, and it's like I was playing someone who's in Street Fighter 6. Like, how wild is this? But obviously we were there for work, and man, it was some of the most fun I have ever had working. If I'm being totally honest, I was doing the analyst disc for the Arabic stream, and obviously we were in the studio, and the entire concept of like being in the studio, the director in your ear, going for cues, the crew, the production crew, and everything, it was just so magical and so much fun. I loved it. I really loved it, and it kind of made me wanna work in this environment. Honestly, this is way more fun than engineering. I mean, let me tell you that. And it was just so special. They were so professional. The place was just super nice, super clean. They took such an amazing care of us. You probably seen the video with Luffy when they were like, when he was in the player lounge, and you get to see like all of the stuff they had there. They even had like a really nice lady put makeup on me for the first time, which was like crazy. Dude, I didn't even put makeup for my own marriage. And but then I had someone actually approach me and put makeup on me when I was on camera. It was almost surreal. The whole experience was almost surreal. And now I want to talk about the venue itself, because This was crazy, right? After I was done with my matches, I went ahead and I just explored the Boulevard. This is the venue where everything took place, and it was one of the craziest places I have ever been in. Obviously, I have been to Riyadh before, but this was the first time I've been there in years, and the first time I visited this Boulevard venue, and the place looked so advanced. You want to explore every nook and cranny of it. You see this big esports billboards with like neon signs, and it was just so different to anything I have ever been before. It almost made me feel as good as being hit scissored by Chun-Li. But probably not. But then obviously after I have done my work, I went ahead to the stage and I watched the game, and it feels so weird being in a place with a lot of audience and really high production value, really fancy stage, and everyone is cheering and everyone is booing, and it's crazy. It's honestly, overall, the experience was an experience of lifetime, right? It really is. I hope that this is something that I will get to do again, and I will be completely honored if I got any job like that ever again. I try to do my best there. I try to meet with everyone, be nice to everyone, play games as much as possible, and just talk and hang and do my best when it comes to the analyst job and take it as seriously as possible. And it was a blast. I really had the time of a life, in all honesty. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. It helps the channel so much. I'll be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.